Hey guys, or should I say potential participants of the Innovation Leadership Days in Potsdam in November. Perhaps I will be one of your hosts if you will join us, and I would really love to see you there. The question is always for people, why should they join a day like this? Especially if you have to travel there, you have to spend at least one day, probably you're staying for 2 days. So of course, time is our most valued asset. So we really appreciate your time, and this is why I want to tell you just in short perhaps why it could be interesting for you to join us. At the end, of course, it depends on you what kind of value you're taking with you. If you use the possibility to talk in person to the different kind of speakers and people over there, I think that's the biggest value than just sitting in the audience and listen. So take the opportunity there and stay up and get to us and talk to us. So the point is, what's happening on the Innovation Leadership Day? So I think the most fascinating thing for me, as I'm traveling right now through Africa, for example, and also doing my work in Europe or in Russia or America, the point is that on the Innovation Leadership Days, we will talk about what makes people tick. So what's the trigger you need to know that get people to stay motivated to do something, or to get started to do something, and then how to keep that motivated, how to keep the people motivated over a longer term. So most often we think about it's about rewarding them, it's about extrinsic motivations, but to be honest, that's not the case. I think it's easy to understand that if you think about yourself, if you think about the activities that you're doing for yourself that you really like to enjoy voluntarily, and these activities, and probably one of these will be playing games or doing sports or performing your own hobby, are not activities that someone tells you to do. You just want to do them because of the sake of doing it. It's not about some kind of reward that you are getting there. And this is, I believe, a totally misconception that we have in the industry about how people are actually being motivated and what to do to keep them engaged. So if you're responsible for people, if you're responsible for customers, so if you do anything that is connected to human behavior, I think the 2 days of the Innovation Leadership Day would be really interesting for you. So we will talk about gamification, we will talk about game design thinking, we will talk about user experience, agile design. Of course, it's not me who will talk about all that kind of stuff. I will only be focused on gamification, but you have a lot of different kind of speakers there, and all of them are dedicated and well-known experts for these categories that I just told you. So if you're there and then learn about these different categories and try to sum it up, bring it together, I think you will get a lot of value out of this. How to create frameworks, conditions, environments that makes people starting to enjoy something and help them to stay engaged over a longer term of time. So it's not about motivating them directly. It's about to create the right conditions within the conditions these people can flourish best. And I really believe that this is also the secret of, let's say, games. I think because games can provide you with an amazing goal, mission that you want to accomplish, but most important, with an amazing way to become better, to enhance a path to mastery that you have to go with perfect feedback that helps you to learn out of failure, that makes failure even enjoyable. And I think this is really one of the secrets. And the Innovation Leadership Days, we will talk about that kind of mechanics. We will look deeper into how to use these mechanics, what to start with, how to start easy, and how to create something that's difficult to master, because that's actually the secret of games. We want to be challenged. We want to work hard to master something. Only if we can create this kind of situation and atmosphere, at the end, you are able to feel fulfillment and to be satisfied by doing something. It's not true that we only want to be winners in an easy way. Easy wins are never helpful for the long term. So if you want to keep people engaged, help them becoming better. So to start something and to end it smarter. Create a path to mastery. This is what we will learn at the Innovation Leadership Days. And so if you're still not sure if it's the right thing for you, no matter, just get in touch. Probably you will find my contact information at the website. If not, go to Twitter. My handle is @RomanRackwitz. Look me up on Google and just give me a message, and then perhaps we can talk in person and talk together, and you call me and write me, and then we can see if it's something that you could enjoy being there. Because the least thing that I want you to experience is the feeling of wasting your time.